Hello, this is Jerry Ellison with ppcXpress. We've been helping suspended Google advertisers now on how to correct their compliance violations in their AdWords account or on their website since 2009. So we've been doing it for several years, and we have heard many of the same questions and complaints keep coming up over and over. So we decided to make a short video and address some of the most frequently asked questions. So let's get started. First one is, why has Google cracked down on so many advertisers? Well, it's because of the numerous complaints received by the FTC about scams and misleading advertising on the internet. And back in July of 2009, the FTC began a very large-scale crackdown to eliminate this type of advertising. And since most advertising on the internet is done on Google's networks, well, they put a lot of pressure on Google to police their policies and terms and conditions. So that's what Google did. Next question is, I still see my competitors out doing what I was doing, and how come they're advertising and I'm kicked off? Well, Google's algorithm for determining who gets suspended and who doesn't is very complex, and it takes a lot of factors into consideration. But here's what we do know. Google's algorithm looks at many factors, not just one. And they range from the advertising history of the advertiser to the quality of the website, the quality of the ads, the business model being promoted. Billing is a big deal. They look at questionable billing practices, unclear billing charges, coupons are scrutinized heavily, having an outstanding balance in your account, that's a no-no. They also look at specific user complaints about an advertiser. If people have been complaining about you, Google pays attention to that. They also look at the ads, whether or not they're high risk. They look at your business model, whether that's high risk. They look at the number of violations that you have on your website, for example, and then how egregious are those violations. And then it could be just simply how uncomfortable a particular department at Google is with your business model. So the Google algorithm weighs the entire picture, not just an individual violation. So don't worry so much about your competitors. Listen, if they're not compliant, Google will catch them. It's just a matter of time. And if you put your focus on learning how to advertise properly on Google with your own advertising, you're going to be just fine for the long term. Next question. Hey, I can't fix this problem with the website because I don't own it. I don't even market it anymore. Well, I hate to tell you this, but every website that you've ever put in your AdWords account is considered a permanent part of your advertising history, regardless of whether you don't do it anymore or you didn't own it or you didn't know what you were doing. When you checked that little box and said that you read their terms and conditions and their advertising, Google holds you to that. So in addition, every ad you ever created counts as well. So even if you delete the websites, you cancel the account, you delete the ads, they're always going to be with you as a permanent part of your history. So that's just a fact. So next question is, why won't Google just tell me what I need to do to fix the problem? Well, in Google's eyes, they have told you. They told you what you can do and what you can't do when you signed up for your AdWords account. They gave you landing page and site quality guidelines as well as advertising guidelines. Remember that little box you checked? Also, if you received a warning email or a suspension email, they outlined what violation you committed and where in their policies you could review that policy, so you could click on that link and make the proper changes. So it's your responsibility to apply those guidelines to your business in the correct way. Next question. Hey, I've been with Google for years. I've spent a lot of money with Google. I've been a great customer. Why are they suspending me now? Well, guidelines and policies change all the time with Google. What may have been acceptable before may not be acceptable today. What Google considered low risk yesterday, they may consider high risk today. In addition, your accumulated history of violations may have finally caught up with you, because not all violations are treated equal. Some violations don't carry as much weight as others, and as you accumulate a lot of them over a long period of time, you can finally be suspended. It's kind of like the 3 strikes and you're out. So many times, a simple thing just like constant grammatical errors in your ad submissions over time can finally trigger a suspension. The main thing Google cares about is their customer, the searcher, and they want that searcher to have a good experience, to get an answer to their question or a solution to their problem when they get on Google's network. And it doesn't matter to Google how much money you've spent or how long you've been there. If they determine the searcher isn't getting a good experience, you're gone. Next question. I made a mistake. Can't Google just give me a break? Why can't I just open another account? Well, people try that a lot, and it's a bad idea. The quality of advertising is everything to Google, and it's way more than the money that you spend with them. And they prove that by suspending you. So unless you can show that the quality of your advertising moving forward is up to par, Google will not let you back on. And opening a new account is not going to fix this issue. And I know there's a lot of black hat strategies out there and a lot of misinformation on the internet. Believe me, they will find you if you open these accounts. If you find your brother-in-law or your next door neighbor or whatever, they will find you. So just do it the right way. The best course of action, fix what they're telling you to fix. If you can't fix it, find some help either inside of Google or outside of Google and just get it done. Next question. I've made the changes according to the guidelines to the best of my ability, but they keep disapproving my site or my ads. I feel like I'm banging my head against the wall and I'm not getting anywhere. Well, Google's landing page and site quality guidelines are very complex. I understand your pain. There is a lot of misinformation on the internet about the interpretation of these policies too. So it's your responsibility to read those guidelines and figure out how they apply to your website or your business model. And if you're not sure what they want, call Google directly. Talk to a customer service rep. But remember, that customer service rep is not an expert on Google AdWords compliance. They can only give you their opinion on what to do. It is not official, and it could result in you making the wrong changes. Instead, ask that customer service rep to escalate your issue to a policy specialist, because that's where you're going to get the most accurate information. And if that information from the policy specialist still isn't helping or you don't understand it, then it's time that you seek professional help outside of the Google AdWords team. Well, I hope these answers have helped you today. Listen, if you've had the phone calls, if you've had the emails, if you had the chats, and you still just don't know what to do about your suspended account, and you just want to talk with some experts who really do understand compliance and who've been doing this for several years and who may be able to finally give you the help you're looking for, then here's how you can get in touch with us. First, go to the Sign Up Now section on this page or any page on our site, fill out that information, click on the Get Started button. Then you're going to be redirected to our Google AdWords assessment form on the next page. Fill that out completely. Once we get that assessment form, we will contact you within 24 to 48 hours by phone or email, and we'll set up a free 10 to 15 minute phone consultation with you. By the way, if you're outside the US or Canada, give us your Skype ID because we will reach out to you on Skype. We'll ask you a few questions about your suspension and about your history with Google. And more importantly, we're going to give you some straight answers to your questions, and we will let you know if we think we can help you or not. Well, that's it for now. Thanks for your time today. I appreciate you stopping by, and I look forward to hearing from you. Take care.